Okay, so at this point I'm ready to start color on my pouch here. So I've transferred my image onto my fabric, and now I just want to think about color. So we're going to, or maybe already have, looked at a presentation about limited palettes. And there's a lot of different options for colors that kind of go well together. A lot of times it's based on color theory, which we'll talk about in that presentation. Analogous colors are colors that fall next to each other on the color wheel. Complementary colors are colors that are across from each other. So like this orange and blue palette would be complements. This greens and sort of raspberries would be complementaries. This is another version of complementary too. And then monochromatic, all sticking to the same color but different shades of it. Neutrals might be one, but then you can kind of try out some other ones that are informed by these color theories too. So these are just the slides from that, like this, some strips of paper, and you're going to try to plan out some of your color theories. You're going to want to keep a piece of paper underneath you. You probably want a bigger one. I just have this one right here, so I'm going to grab it. And then you're going to be using the Prismacolors, so you can kind of spread these out at your table. There's one set per table, and you can look at what colors are there and how they might go together. So I like this sort of, in looking at mine, I like this sort of blue, grayish purple color, and I'm going to think about some colors that might go with it. I don't have to commit myself to this palette just yet, but I can try it out. So you want to have between like 4 and 5 colors that go together. So I might choose one more. I think I'll use this like brown gray color. And then you can try them next to each other on these strips of paper. I kind of like this palette, but I think I'm going to tweak it a little further. So in my next one, I think I'll stick with actually these two. I think I like how this one and this one look together, but I'm going to bring in 3 new colors. So let's see what else I can bring in here. I think I'll bring in a yellow. So I've got kind of a version of blue, a version of red, a version of yellow, and then I'll bring in 2 more colors, but I'm going to stick to my, because I'm working around primary colors right now. So let's see what I can do there. Bring in a pink and a bright yellow and just see how it goes. And then just try a few until you get one you really like. You can have as many strips of this paper as you want until you get it the way you want. So I'm just going to try out a few. I think I really like this one. So that's the one I'm going to go with. You're going to have to share markers a little bit, so you're going to have to be prepared to kind of not just have these 5 in front of you. I have the luxury to have that right now because nobody's working with me right now, but you won't have that luxury. Just kind of keep in mind what ones they are. You could even write down the numbers on them. They all say PM, so this one's 167, this one's 165, I think this one was 55. Like, identify them between classes and keep this in your folder. I'll put that to the side, and then I can start to come on to here. Now with this, you can do some blending. You can use the 2 different sides of the marker. So I'm actually gonna bring in this darker pink here, and I'm gonna make the 2 sides of this the 2 different shades of pink. And I'm just using kind of the tip of the marker there. There's like a thinner tip to this part, but you could always use this side too. Just be careful with this side because it can get tired, and we want it to be, you know, we want to kind of keep it nice. So I don't want to fill in that massive space with that small end. I want to kind of keep the edges of the markers nice and crisp. And then I might come in here with the lighter shade of the pink here. It's going to be the lighter pink too, but these two kind of overlap here. So I'm going to figure out what to do about that so that they look different. So here, I can kind of come in with this darker pink, and I can kind of blend outward for this. But then I can go in with this, lighter pink and kind of blend into that color. So I can kind of blend back and forth a bit here, which ends up being really a cool technique that's happening here. I could do the same with this little rope part here where I get really dark with the color, but then I can kind of blend it into a lighter green here and kind of work the colors together a bit so they have like a nice transition.